Hello aspirants, I hope you all are doing good and your preparation for UPSC CSE 2025 and 26 is on track और आप सब बहुत अच्छे से तैयारी कर रहे हैं. Either you are writing 25 mains or you're preparing for 2026 prelims. So here we are in the same video series with another lecture that encompasses the various basics of answer writing. So answer writing आपको पता है it is a key and integral part of UPSC. UPSC में you go to the prelims examination and then you go to the mains examination where answer writing becomes an integral part. Okay, so this is Nimbus Academy IAS, which has started the new series which covers the various basics of the UPSC preparation from the basic to the advanced level. And I am Manpreet Singh Mahal with another video lecture in this series that covers the basics of answer writing. So basics of answer writing, सबसे पहले what is the importance of answer writing? तो देखिए, as we have already discussed that in the prelim stage, which is a very dicey stage to be honest, your objectivity is at test कि आपने कितनी मेहनत की है. That is at test कि आपने पिछले एक साल में how much you have covered the dynamic aspect of the current affairs and how much you have focused upon the key concepts of the static syllabus. तो ये सारी चीजें जो है आपकी prelim stage में टेस्ट हो जाती हैं. So this is objectivity at test in the prelim stage, which is a very dicey stage. And once you happen to crack this dicey stage, then you get your admit card or the hall ticket for the mains examination. And when you come to the mains examination, your subjective knowledge is being tested. And this is a little predictable stage. I won't say completely predictable, but a little predictable considering the fact that you have a defined syllabus in your hand from which the questions will be asked. So we have discussed GS1 का syllabus कैसे हमने cover करना है, 2 का कैसे करना है, 3 का कैसे cover करना है. Eventually we will be also doing a video lecture on GS4 syllabus. So what you have here is a handy syllabus which you can always reach back to in order to predict a few questions for the mains examination. And considering the importance of mains examination in the overall scheme of things, mains examination is having 1750 marks and the interview stage is having 275 marks. So now you can gauge the importance of mains examination in achieving your ultimate dream of cracking UPSC. So 1750 marks, in 1750 marks को कैसे आप एक्सेल कर सकते हैं, कैसे इतने 1750 marks में से मैक्सिमम मार्क्स obtain कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए the only answer is mains answer writing. So as we say that practice makes a man perfect. So 1750 नंबर में से अगर आप मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑब्टेन करना चाहते हैं, if you want to reach around 800 to 900 marks in this stage, then what you need is rigorous answer writing practice. So usually you also see for the toppers, they usually excel in the mains by the virtue of their answer writing. तो usually किसी भी आप टॉपर की मार्कशीट उठा के देखिए, they have excelled in the main stage of this examination. तो अगर इंटरव्यू स्टेज में उन्हें 10-20 नंबर ऊपर नीचे भी मिलते हैं इन कंपैरिजन टू अदर कैंडिडेट्स, देन आल्सो दे आर एबल टू क्रैक दिस एग्जामिनेशन बाय द वर्च्यू ऑफ देयर रिगरस आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस. सो दिस इज व्हाट इट इज, दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ आंसर राइटिंग. फिर उसके बाद कुछ स्टूडेंट्स के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, सर हाउ और व्हेन कैन वी स्टार्ट द आंसर राइटिंग. देखिए, आंसर राइटिंग स्टार्ट करने का कोई भी एक स्टिपुलेटेड टाइम नहीं है. आंसर राइटिंग आप कभी भी स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं इफ यू थिंक कि अ सिग्निफिकेंट पोर्शन ऑफ योर जीएस सिलेबस इज कंप्लीट. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू वांट टू राइट एन आंसर ऑन द गवर्नेंस पार्ट ऑफ द जीएस2 पेपर, तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि एसएचजीस क्या होते हैं, एसएचजीस के चैलेंजेस क्या होते हैं, पीआरआईस क्या होते हैं, उनके चैलेंजेस क्या होते हैं, एंड व्हाट कैन बी द वे फॉरवर्ड विद रिस्पेक्ट टू दीज चैलेंजेस. And once you are thorough with these key aspects of the governance part, you can directly get into the answer writing of that governance part. So there is no defined time. कोई भी यहां पर एक मुहूर्त नहीं है कि एक शुभ मुहूर्त होगा और आप उस टाइम आंसर राइटिंग शुरू करोगे. There is no such time here. You can take your pen any time and you can write down any answer on the blank sheet. And then you can get it evaluated by any evaluator or your teacher. So there is no stipulated time limit for writing the answers. Then it entirely depends on the coverage of your GS syllabus, that how much you are thorough with your GS syllabus. Okay, so if you are done with a significant portion of your GS syllabus and you are confident with respect to few aspects, then you can directly delve into the answer writing part. Now moving forward, what is the basic format of writing answers? So basic format of writing answers, जैसे हमने essay में भी डिस्कस किया था कि basic format of writing any essay is a good introduction, then a good body that covers the various aspects, that is pestle approach हो सकता है या फिर और approach, stakeholder approach हो सकता है, कोई भी approach आप ले सकते हैं, उसमें आपने connectivity बनानी है and after that you have to conclude. That is for essay. Similarly, for the UPSC mains GS answers also, you need a good introduction. A good introduction, by the good introduction I mean कि introduction should be only 3 to 4 lines. If you are crossing these 3 to 4 lines, then it is a sin. 3 से 4 लाइन से ज्यादा अपने इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं लिखना है. This introduction can be a definition based, it can be example based, it can be current affairs based, it can be anything, but it should not be exceeding your 3 to 4 lines. And after that, you need to come to the body of the answer, and in the body of the answer you will have to cover the various questions which are asked. तो जो भी क्वेश्चन उसमें पूछा गया है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल क्वेश्चन कैन हैव 2 पार्ट्स और 3 पार्ट्स, तो आपने दोनों या तीनों पार्ट्स को ही एक्सप्लेन करना है. हम आगे आगे देखेंगे इस वीडियो में, when we go to the discussion of a few questions, then we will see that how many parts was the question having and then how you need to address those parts. Okay, and then you can conclude by giving a positive way forward. This conclusion should be also at the max 3 lines. 2 से 3 लाइन के बीच में आपका conclusion भी होना चाहिए. So this is the basic format of writing any answer. Okay, then moving forward, there are a few keywords in the questions which you need to basically delineate. उसको आपने देखना है कि एग्जामिनर एग्जैक्ट मायने में पूछ क्या रहा है. So whenever you are writing answers, firstly you will have to be very patient. Why patient? This is because you will have to read the question twice or thrice. 2 बार तो एटलीस्ट आपने क्वेश्चन को पढ़ना है कि एग्जामिनर असल मायने में पूछने की कोशिश क्या कर रहा है. This is because sometimes because of our superficial knowledge we tend to write answers which we already know. कई बार होता है कि क्वेश्चन कुछ और पूछा है एग्जामिनर ने, लेकिन हमें जो आता है हमने वो लिख दिया है. So in order to bridge that gap can be bridged only firstly by reading the question twice or thrice, giving some time in understanding that question, ताकि सबकॉन्शियसनेस में आपके वो चला जाए कि एग्जामिनर असल मायने में पूछ क्या रहा है, and understanding the keywords of the question. So what are the keywords of the question? We will see here. For example, अगर एग्जामिनर ने कहा है कि explain, सो एक्सप्लेन में वो क्या पूछ रहा है? एक्सप्लेन में वो कह रहा है कि यू डाइसेक्ट दिस क्वेश्चन इनटू एवरीथिंग. एक्सप्लेन में यू नीड टू डू द एनाटॉमी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. होता क्या है एक्सप्लेन में? टू क्लैरिफाई और मेक समथिंग क्लियर, प्रोवाइडिंग अ डिटेल्ड डिस्क्रिप्शन विद एग्जांपल्स ऑफ द कॉजेस. सो यू नीड टू जस्टिफाई समथिंग विद द एग्जाम्पल. सो उसको डाइसेक्ट करना है, सबसे पहले पॉइंट जनरेट करने हैं और पॉइंट्स और कॉजेस को आपने एग्जाम्पल के साथ लिखना है. दैट इज व्हाट explain means. Then analyze. So what does analyze mean? Analyze means to break down a topic into its part, examining their relationships, causes, effects and implications. So when you are analyzing a topic, then you need to break it down. So how do you break it down? उसमें आपने सारे relationships को examine करना है, cause और effects को examine करना है और implications को भी examine करना है. That is what is meant by the analyze part. Then evaluate. This is one of the keyword which will appear more than once in any GS paper. So evaluate का मतलब क्या है? To make a judgment. So जब भी आपको किसी चीज को evaluate करने को कहा जाता है तो आपने उसमें पर्सनल जजमेंट का अपना हमेशा वे फॉरवर्ड रखना है कि पर्सनल जजमेंट आप उसमें लेकर आओ अपनी. Based on the pros and cons of the topic, backed by evidence and analysis. So it is not like in evaluate part you can just pass your personal judgment. That personal judgment should be backed by the pros and cons and the relevant examples. So when you are writing an answer, you need to write it as an aspiring civil servant and you will have to take the rational approach, और rational approach में you will have to weigh down the pros and cons. वो सारी चीजों को आपने weigh down करके ही evaluate करना है. Then going to discuss. So discuss means to explore a topic in detail, presenting various perspectives and arguments. So एक टॉपिक को डाइसेक्ट करना है इन डिटेल एंड यू विल हैव टू प्रेजेंट द वेरियस पर्सपेक्टिव्स एंड द आर्ग्यूमेंट्स. देन डिस्क्राइब. सो डिस्क्राइब में क्या है? टू गिव अ डिटेल्ड अकाउंट ऑफ समथिंग, आउटलाइनिंग इट्स फीचर्स, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स और इवन इवेंट्स. सो डिस्क्राइब में you have to give the detailed account which outlines the features and the characteristics or the events. Then going forward, justify. Justify में you provide reasons or evidence to support a claim or conclusion. So कोई भी एक conclusion आपको question में दे दिया जाएगा, उसके बाद you will be asked to justify it. And when you are asked to justify it, you need to give the evidences in support of that. So justify वाली statement usually correct statement होगी and you will have to justify it by the relevant evidences and the examples. Okay. Then enumerate, as the word says, enumerate, to list or itemize points often in a concise manner. So in a concise manner you need to just list down or jot down the various points, that is enumerate. And then trace. Trace, as you see कि this is going into the time wala framework. So trace, to follow the development of history or a topic showing its progression over the period of time. So over the period of time किस हिसाब से उसने प्रोग्रेस किया है, उस टॉपिक ने प्रोग्रेस किया है, जो या वो पॉइंट आपसे पूछ रहा है उसने कैसे प्रोग्रेस किया है. So this is about trace. Now going forward, there are few more keywords that you need to look into. First one is illustrate. Illustrate, as the name suggests, you will have to give the examples. ठीक है, to provide examples to prove any point with visual aids or examples. So examples देने हैं आपने, aids देने हैं so that you can prove that point. Then substantiate. Substantiate, to provide evidence or support for the statement or claim. So usually substantiate, illustrate, this is usually backed by the examples and the evidences. Then elaborate, to expand on a point providing more detail and explanation. So for elaboration you will have to give more detail and explanation, and that explanation can be also backed by the examples. Then critically analyze. Critically analyze, this is an important one. ठीक है, इसको आपने ध्यान में रखना है कि critically analyze में क्या होगा. To analyze a topic while also providing a critical assessment of its strengths and the weaknesses. So the strengths and weaknesses, you will have to analyze both of them. And when you are doing it critically, then that critical bent should be a little more. What I mean by the critical bent is कि आपने थोड़ा negative जो part है उसके ऊपर ज़्यादा emphasis करना है. So the examiner is deliberately asking you to critically examine it. That is, he wants you to deliberately focus on the negative part a little more. Okay. Then to what extent or how far, to assess the degree or the scope of something, often requiring a balanced perspective. So critical examine में, as I told you, it is more inclined on the critical part, that is the negative part. But this, to what extent or how far, when this appears in your question, then it wants you to have a balanced perspective. Okay. Then do you agree or disagree? As you say, as you see here, that do you agree or disagree में क्या होगा? It will be asking about your opinion. So not just your opinion, but opinion of a UPSC civil services aspirant. Okay. So to present your opinion on a topic, providing reasons for your agreement or disagreement. So आपका क्या agreement और disagreement, उसके basis के ऊपर आपने do you agree or disagree को frame करना है. Then comment. Comment is also asking about your personal opinion. To offer an opinion or interpretation on a topic, often requiring a reasoned explanation. So what is it requiring? A reasoned explanation it is requiring, and you have to offer an opinion here. So in the comment part you will have to offer an opinion. Then give an account of. Give an account of, to provide a detailed description or narrative of something. So detailed description आपने देना है given account form. So usually what you see here is most of the keywords, they are focusing upon you giving the details and then backing them with the relevant examples and the evidences. Okay, so this is the key framework you will have to adopt in every other question. Moreover, एक और चीज आपने ध्यान में रखनी है कि जब critically examine वहां पे पूछा जाएगा आपको, then critically examine में you will have to back it with a few negative examples, and the negative criticism should be adhered to a little more. Okay, so this is all about the keywords of the question. Now moving forward, we can discuss कि आपने किसी भी क्वेश्चन का फ्रेमवर्क किस हिसाब से बनाना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल दीज विल बी द शीट्स. ठीक है, यू शुड बी नोइंग दैट यूपीएससी इज गिविंग यू ब्लैंक शीट्स. यू वोंट बी गिवन एनी लाइन शीट्स एज यू आर गिवन इन द क्लासरूम्स. तो आपको ब्लैंक शीट्स के ऊपर ही अपने आंसर्स लिखने हैं, एंड ब्लैंक शीट में आंसर लिखने के लिए यू शुड हैव अ लिटिल प्रैक्टिस ऑफ इट. दिस इज बिकॉज अदरवाइज योर आंसर्स कैन गो इन दिस डायरेक्शन और एनी डायरेक्शन. सो रादर देन you just sticking and writing your answers like this, usually answer इस हिसाब से टेढ़े मेढ़े चलने लग जाते हैं if you are not got adequate answer writing practice. So that is why first and foremost you should practice answers so that you can express yourself very clearly and you can write it down in a very clear and concise manner. Okay, so for example, this is a specimen copy of UPSC. It is available on the UPSC website. You can go there, you can download it. Okay, and then for example the questions, one question was that discuss the geophysical characteristics of circum-Pacific zone. Answer in 150 words, and 150 words you are having 10 marks. ठीक है, तो दो तरह के usually GS में questions आते हैं. GS में questions either they are 10 marks or the 50 marks. So in 10 mark questions you have to write it down in 150 words, and in 50 mark question you will have to write it down in 250 words. So this is the word limit which you need to stick to. और इसके लिए आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि आप एक लाइन में कितने वर्ड्स लिख पा रहे हो. So if you see कि बेसिक ऑफ आंसर राइटिंग में अगर आप जाओगे तो you should be able to write around 5 to 6 words in per line. ठीक है, अगर आप एक साइंटिफिक तरीके से आंसर लिखना चाहते हो तो 5 से 6 वर्ड अगर आप एक लाइन में लिखते हो, देन it will be very clear to the examiner that this person has basically practiced the answer writing. और दूसरी चीज, the visibility of your sheet to the examiner will be very good, so you can fetch an additional half mark for good visibility of your answer sheet. So 5 to 6 words per line. And then how to go about it? For example, this is one question which is asked, geophysical characteristics of circum-Pacific zone. तो इसमें as I told you, first 3 lines you will have to give the introduction. 3 लाइन में आपने इंट्रोडक्शन देनी है. For example, here it can be the circum-Pacific line is basically the area of the globe which encompasses your western part of the Americas and the eastern part of Asia, and it is characterized by high volcanicity and repeated earthquakes. So this can be a 3-liner introduction. तो इसको अपने कंसाइज करके 3-liner में लिख देना है. After that, what you can draw here is a world map. यहाँ पे एक वर्ल्ड मैप के साथ आप डिस्क्रिप्शन दे सकते हैं कि सर्कम पैसिफिक जोन एग्जैक्टली लाई कहां कर रही है. ठीक है, सो दिस विल अगेन एनहांस द विजिबिलिटी. ठीक है, आफ्टर दैट यहां से आपने टॉपिक स्टार्ट कर देना. व्हाट हैज ही आस्क्ड? जियोफिजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. सो दिस यू कैन स्टार्ट हियर, जियोफिजिकल characteristics. Okay, geophysical characteristics. Then you write one point. For example, volcanicity. Volcanicity का आपने एक example दे दिया है. Then you write the example. ठीक है, and after that you write second point. You give another example. इसी तरीके से you give 5 to 6 points with relevant examples. ठीक है, इसी हिसाब से आपने लिखना है. पहला पॉइंट लिख दिया, give example. दूसरा पॉइंट लिख दिया, give example. तीसरा पॉइंट लिख दिया, give example. And this should be in the fashion, for example, 1 first point, second point, third point. Example here, example here, and example here. तो इस हिसाब से और इस हिसाब से आपकी जो विजिबिलिटी है वो काफी क्लियर होनी चाहिए आंसर शीट में. ठीक है, सो this is the right approach to write the answers. Okay, सबसे पहले you have drawn a diagram, you have given a relevant introduction. आपने एग्जामिनर को बता दिया है कि मैं आपके क्वेश्चन को समझ चुका हूं या समझ चुकी हूं. After that you go into what is asked, you write down the points, and after that you give the examples, जितने examples आप दे सकते हैं. ठीक है, उसके बाद one more aspect you can focus on in this particular or the specific question is the importance. कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल इस सर्कम पैसिफिक जोन की इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है. सो इंपॉर्टेंस में ऑल्सो यू कैन राइट 1 पॉइंट, यू कैन गिव एग्जाम्पल, you can write second point, you can give example. और ये इसी लाइन में इस हिसाब से चलना चाहिए. So the for example the first point importance क्या है? It has led to the creation of various landforms in the circum-Pacific zone. You can give the example. And after that, it has also led to the extensive biodiversity in the area. Then you can give the example. It has led to the geothermal energy harnessing. You can give the example. For example, New Zealand is harnessing geothermal energy. So this is how you can proceed with this question. And after you have written the example, after you have written the main part, the body part, that can be covered in 4 to 5 points. 4 to 5 points के साथ जब आपने examples दे दिए, उसके बाद आपने importance बता दी, 2-3 points में 3 या 4 points में आपने importance बना दी. After that you just have to conclude in 2 to 3 lines. So don't just overwrite it. आपने margins को वहां पे overwrite नहीं करना है, जितना है उतना ही लिखना है, and get it done, and then you move to the next question. Okay, so this is the basic format for a 150 word question. So in a 150 word question, for example, there are 2 pages. If this is 1 page and this is second page, then here it should be the introduction in 3 lines. Here it can be a micro diagram, and from here you start the main part of the question. You write first point, you write second point, you write third point, you write fourth point, and you give the examples. Example, 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 example. And after that, fifth and sixth point, example and example. Then you focus on the second part of the question. ठीक है? Again 1, 2, 3 points, and then you conclude. You conclude in 2 to 3 lines. So this is the basic of answer writing for a 10 marker question. Then again we can have a look on the 15 marker question also. क्योंकि 15 marker question में here I have uploaded only 2 sheets, but you will be given 3 sheets, 3 blank sheets you will be having for writing the 15 markers in GS. तो इसमें you have to write the answer in 250 words, and that too for the 15 marks. 250 वर्ड में आपने आंसर लिखना है. Account for huge flooding of million cities, including the smart ones like Hyderabad and Pune. Suggest lasting remedial measures. तो आपको यहाँ पे 2 क्वेश्चंस क्लियरली नजर आ रहे हैं. First one is accounting for. So when you have to account for them, then you will have to write the causes. कि इसके causes क्या क्या हैं. And then he is also asking for a few suggestions कि भाई इसको हम लोग remedy कैसे कर सकते हैं. So firstly, you should write an introduction. Introduction is again 3 lines. 3 lines से ज्यादा आपने introduction लिखनी नहीं है. Here you can draw a small micro diagram. ठीक है, जिसमें आप इंडिया का मैप बना सकते हो, and you can refer to various flooding incidents. For example, इस टाइम उत्तराखंड और हिमाचल में there are various flooding incidents. ठीक है, कुछ टाइम पहले there was flooding in Kerala also. Then there was flooding instances in Mumbai, Delhi. There were flooding instances basically in the cities such as Chennai. तो आप इन सबको delineate कर सकते हो because you have to focus more on the urban centers here. Okay. Then after the diagram, you start focusing on, you give a topic. That is the first one, that is flooding in million plus cities, causes. So write the first cause. For example, haphazard urbanization or unplanned urbanization. Up, write it, delineate it, give an example. Then the second part, ineffective urban local bodies. For example, you give the point, then you jot down the example. इस हिसाब से आपने 3 या 4 पॉइंट्स इसी पेज के ऊपर कवर करने हैं फर्स्ट पार्ट के. आफ्टर दैट, after writing 4, 5, 6 points, you go to the second point here. Second सब टॉपिक को आप उठाइए. ठीक है, second सब टॉपिक को आप उठा के उसके बाद you will have to write the 5 to 6 points of the second सब टॉपिक also. तो जब आप 5-6 पॉइंट दोनों ही चीजों के लिखोगे, then what you will be coming up with a third page. आप थर्ड पेज तक पहुंच गए होंगे. Moreover, you can also cover the space here by giving a case study. For example, case study आप दे सकते हो. A relevant case study for the urban floods here can be the I-flows concept. I-flows system जो है हमारा मुंबई में अडॉप्ट किया गया है. So this can be a case study. Then a sponge city. Sponge city का जो हमारा concept है, that has been taken from China, जो हमने चाइना से लिया है, that can be another case study. ठीक है, so you can give a relevant case study here, and then you will have to write down the various measures. Sub topic लिख लिया, you will have to write down the various measures. Again the measures should be 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5. And again with them example, 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 example and example. So this is how you will have to approach this answer. Along with this, as I told you, you can utilize this space for writing a case study. ठीक है? This is how you can approach this question in a very well concised manner, and you can give an exact expression of what the examiner has asked from you. In the third page also, the third page will look like this, and eventually the third page, in the last 3 lines, you go to concluding that question. Okay, so 250 words का आपका आंसर है, ये अराउंड 2.5 पेज में आपका पूरा हो जाना चाहिए. 150 वर्ड्स का आपका आंसर है, ये 1.5 पेज से लेके 2 पेज के बीच में, दैट इज 1.75 पेजेस में आपका पूरा हो जाना चाहिए. So this is how you have to apply the basics to the answer writing process. इस हिसाब से आपने आंसर राइटिंग को स्टार्ट करना है, एंड यू विल हैव टू स्टिक टू दिस पैटर्न. व्हेन यू स्टिक टू दिस पैटर्न एंड इट is in your subconsciousness, then eventually your brain will start processing it and you will start writing the better answers. So this is how you will have to practice a lot, and once you have practiced it, then the things will start flowing for you in the answer writing part. Okay, so in order to watch such more informative videos, you can stay connected to us through nimbus.is on Instagram, Nimbus Academy for HAS or IAS on Telegram, then Nimbus Academy app on App Store or the Google Play Store. Also, we have our YouTube channel, that is Nimbus Academy IAS. You can subscribe to this channel and you can share such informative content with your friends and other aspirants who are preparing hard for this examination. So this is all for this video. Keep preparing well, keep writing well, and whenever, in case of any doubt, you can always reach us. So this is Nimbus Academy IAS and Manpreet Singh Mahal wishing you all the very best, and all just keep preparing well, keep writing well, keep practicing hard for this examination, because this will lead you to your dream career, that is IAS, IPS or IAS or whatever it can be. So all the very best, and I'll see you in the next video. Shabba khair.